What's up, everybody? It's your man Danelle, aka Small Guy Promotions, aka the Omaha Fatty, coming with another podcast episode of What's Up Omaha. Today's guest, Fred and Shantae Humpal. Man, you guys have moved away from Omaha, Nebraska. Did you move with the idea of starting the new business?
Yep.
Okay.
That was the entire reason we moved.
Okay, cool. So that's a lot invested into this then already off the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tell everybody what it is. You know, it's the Halloween season, fall,
Yep.
great time of year.
We've opened up a Christian alternative haunted house. It's called Highway to Hell. We're located right on Highway 2 between Nebraska City and Highway 275. Yeah, it's
a scare attraction.
Yeah, it's we call it a scare attraction because it's not really a haunted house. I would describe it more as a walkthrough theatrical presentation.
Okay.
So.
And is that just family and friends that are helping out, or like you just have employees?
No, we're completely ran by volunteers.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of it is family and friends. We put out some Facebook ads and stuff to get more volunteers. So we got a few people that we didn't even know before we started this. So yeah, we've got a really great crew that we have helping us out, and it's been awesome.
So how long of a process is that to, you know, set up from scratch? How long have you been working on this? I know you said you moved from Omaha about November last year. So how long were you guys actually working on getting this haunted attraction up and running?
Okay, well, that's kind of a trick question there. So we started construction. Our property that we moved to had 2 outbuildings on it, and we started construction in those probably around February. But the entire concept started several years ago, actually. So, you know, I probably started working on the script. What? Probably last year sometime. We'd done a lot of research on how other people have done what we're doing in other areas prior to this and stuff. So
right.
It's been a multi-year process, but construction actually started probably about February this year.
Okay, cool. Did you guys have any setbacks with COVID or anything?
As far as construction goes, COVID hasn't really set us back. Luckily, we're out in the middle of nowhere and we're the only ones working on it. So there's
cool.
No issues there. Financially probably set back because lumber prices have just gone through the roof.
They literally doubled.
Sheets of plywood have literally doubled over the last 6 months.
Is that because people are spending more time doing home improvements since they're home more?
I think partially that. So demand is up, and then I think production is down because of COVID. So and then you got the wildfires in California and stuff. So kind of a perfect storm of stuff to drive the prices up.
Right. Yeah. A lot of that has been going on in different markets with, you know, like you said, less working, so less output and more demand. So, you know, kind of sucks. But I mean, if you guys can do it now, then that means you're really good at what you're doing.
I hope that's the case. We've been blessed along the way. I do gotta say that.
So with it being a haunted attraction, and how did you come up with the concept of it being a Christian haunted attraction?
So, as you may know, I was previously involved with another haunted house, and in the process of doing that, I got the idea of doing something based on the Book of Revelation out of the Bible, because we had brainstormed a lot of ideas for like multiple locations for forward thinking and stuff, and that one hit me. I kind of put it in the back burner of my brain, and then a few years later, God brought it back to the forefront of my brain and says, you really need to look into doing this. So I would say that this project's been more of a faith calling than just some artistic apparition of my mind.
Okay. And it's always like nice when you can do stuff like that. I know you said you have volunteers, but you know, you and your wife are doing it. Are the kids big enough to help out now?
Our oldest, he's one of our key actors, and he really enjoys the role that he's taken on. He's kind of taken ownership of it, which that's been really cool to see. And then like my mother-in-law lives with us. She's been helping out with some of the props and stuff. In fact, one of the last props you see in the haunted house was completely done by her, tons of hours into it. And I'm not going to give away what it is. People need to come out and see it, but it's pretty awe-inspiring if you ask me. So
Yeah. So, and I'm glad that you said that without without giving it away. What type of experience can visitors expect to have? Like a general walkthrough
sure.
of what they might come across.
Sure. Well, one thing I'll tell you that we don't do is we don't have any strobe lights and we don't have any startle scares. My previous haunted house experience, I've met a lot of people who said they don't go to haunted houses because they have medical conditions where they're subject to seizures and stuff, and those kinds of things would trigger that. So we want to make this available to a larger audience. So we decided to do away with those kinds of things. When people come out, they'll experience a storyline. They walk through the attraction, and we have actors in place. They all have specific lines, so there is like a full-on almost play, if you will, that they experience as they're walking through. The actors will talk to the audience, so they are part of the story, although they don't need to. There's no need to react back. And
then I feel like you subtly add some scare factor. You know, you put in a dark maze that you would find in like a regular traditional haunted house. You know, you put in, you know, a gory, you know, one small gory thing. You know, put in some skulls in it. So he added within the storyline some traditional, you know, haunted house factors, but it's still like kind of, it's still mixed in with the play. So you get a little bit of both.
Yep. We scare through sheer creepiness, and then realism. We really tried hard to make everything within this relatable to people, so then they could experience fear in that way, if that makes any sense. The fact that, you know, things really could be this way, and so and then we've put a lot of effort into a lot of our props and scenes so that they can be entertained through the experiences with those props and stuff. So,
well, and I do want to give props to, so he had this vision first, and then we went down to Georgia. There's four humongous, like, blow your mind places that you can go that do something similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the places was at Tribulation Trail.
Yep.
So I just want to give props to Tribulation Trail down in Georgia. They took us behind the scenes. They gave Fred an old script, and he said, we want you to grow this, you know, this idea and to get more people, you know, thinking in this manner. And so he gave us costumes. He gave us an old script. He said, use whatever you need. So it really helped propel a lot of like the vision that we have now.
So
yeah.
Since it's you know, you're walking through and it's not a haunted house theme, are you doing groups? So like you have different timelines that people are taking off, like everybody's not going at the same time, or?
Yeah, correct. We have online ticketing, and the online ticketing is scheduled in half-hour increments. We're only allowing people to go through as a group with the group that they came with. So for COVID reasons, trying to keep people isolated in that fashion. And yeah, it's all timed out. So you enter as a group, and then if another group's here and waiting, they have to wait till that group is far enough along that we can start the next one and still keep our timing with all of our actors and stuff.
Okay. And I know I read up on the site, it's about a 20, hey, me too. But I think I read it's about a 20-minute walkthrough.
Generally about that. Depends on, slower groups will take a little bit longer. The faster groups will go a little bit quicker. Kind of depends on how fast the group is moving through. So.
And then, with there being those restrictions for COVID, is there like a minimum group size?
No, if you come out with 1 or 2 people, we'll let you go through. We'll run our whole show with that small of a group. We do have kind of a maximum group size. We had one group of, was that 7 last weekend?
It's because there was a little girl in it, but I don't think from now on, I don't think I'm going to do any more than 5 or 6. We have one particular area that the prop itself can't actually handle more than that. And so to get the full experience,
yeah,
besides just COVID,
we'll be limiting groups to around 5-6 people.
And then we can still keep
like
social distancing.
Yeah.
And then social distancing is more appropriate, and it can be handled more when you have smaller groups. And so that's why we kind of want to push that too, just,
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
which that really limits the amount of people that we can push through, but we want to give a quality show and keep people safe rather than try to just push a bunch of people through. So.
Okay. And so going based off of the previous experience that I'm aware of with the other haunted attraction, are actors playing multiple roles in this one, or is there just one role that they have to focus on?
For the most part, each actor only plays one role. There's been a few nights where we're short 1 or 2 actors, so I myself may play multiple minor roles, but the audience won't know it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So, and you said the address where you were located off of Highway 2. Wait, Highway.
Yep.
So
Highway
how
2.
far from Omaha?
Our name is Highway to Hell. From downtown Omaha, it's probably about 50 minutes. From Council Bluffs, it's about 45.
Okay.
So, Bellevue, it's about 45. So.
Well, I mean, man, it's kind of hard to gauge this being the first year. I was trying to figure if you were going to be forecasting for a bunch of people from Omaha to come out, or is the town that you're in, do you think that they would be able to sustain for the first year?
I'm hoping to pull from Omaha. We're actually like 50, 60 minutes from Lincoln, straight down Highway 2. So we're hoping to pull from there eventually, maybe not this year. But yeah, the surrounding communities, we have Sidney, we have Hamburg, Tabor, Glenwood, Shenandoah, Clarinda, Nebraska City. There's a lot of communities right, within 20 minutes of us. So.
And I know when we were talking through Facebook earlier, Shantae and I, she was saying that you had some other promotions going out. You have flyers that you guys have handed out. You've had another interview. There's a radio commercial out there as well, or is that playing right now?
Yeah, we got hooked up with 95.7 The Boss, kind of a smaller local station in Omaha. Mm-hmm. And we got hooked up with them, so they're supposed to be running a commercial for us. I just did an interview last night for a local newspaper. I think that was about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So it's been crazy, man. It's a crazy schedule we're keeping lately.
So, and are you still working full time as well as doing this?
Yes, I am. I just started a new job up in Glenwood, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Man, I was just in Glenwood probably about a month ago. I went out to Malvern to golf with a friend, and then I went over to Glenwood to grab a bite to eat before I came back to Omaha.
It was a huge blessing.
Where'd you eat?
Adriano's Brick Oven. I've had Julie.
Okay, I haven't been there yet, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's really good. I've had Julie, the owner, her and her husband, like yourselves, they run the business. And I had her on the podcast once, and I've been out there to eat 3 or 4 times in the last year or so. It's pretty good. It's nice to get away I actually said to my wife, I'm like, hey, we need to start taking more day trips to these smaller towns around the Omaha area to get different experiences because it's cool. I mean, 45 minutes an hour is
Yeah.
not really that long.
No, not really.
Easy drive. It's all I-29. It literally is I-29 exit 10. Once you hit exit 10, we're 5 minutes. You take a left and we're 5 minutes. So it's literally 90% of it's, interstate. Super easy. So.
Yeah, we've gone to Kama recently to go out to Master's Hand, and then we've been just trying to broaden our area that we are supporting it, because it's all about supporting people like yourselves, supporting local small businesses, and we're just casting a wider net and going into these smaller towns to do the same, man. So I enjoy it, and I think we might actually, we're coming up on our 15-year anniversary, and we're talking about going to like a little small town for the weekend or something, or a night or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be fun, man.
Okay, so restaurants, going out of town restaurants. There's one right down the road from us called Whiskey Springs. You'd like that, man. That's got some good food there.
Is that like a bar and grill?
Yeah, it's bar and grill. Kind of, as far as the grill side, it's probably a little higher end on that than your typical bar and grill. Prices aren't outrageous or anything, but yeah, I think half the menu has whiskey cooked into it somehow.
Nice. Man, see, that's what's bad about it. Like, we like to go out and eat, but since all this COVID craziness, like, we're getting our food to go all the time. Like this past Saturday, I was going out with my daughter to get some stuff for Halloween. So we were going to go to Mangelson's, and I was like, I'm hungry and I want some pancakes and I want to go to some place that I haven't been before. And we ended up deciding, well, shoot, I'm going to Mangelson's. Let's just go to the Farmhouse Cafe.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to eat in the restaurant, so we grabbed the food and took it out to the car and ate in the car, and then we went to Mangelson's.
Gotcha.
So
I think that's why the smaller towns are kind of nice, because they're going to be less busy and a lot different.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't mind going out to eat if I'm not going to be like right around someone else. But there was a lot of people in the Farmhouse Cafe on Saturday, and I was just like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, I can imagine that place being busy.
Nice. Well, yeah, I mean, I still have to talk to Mitzi to see if we'll be able to come out or not. So maybe we'll have to keep that as a possible, dot on the events for the day. Put it on the itinerary.
For sure.
Man, so back to what you guys are doing. Enough about all the food. As much as I love to talk about food. What do you want people to walk away thinking after they come and visit Highway to Hell?
I want people to come away thinking about their own faith. Where does it stand? Where is that going to lead them? I'm not pressing anybody to make any decisions here, although we will help them with making a decision here if that's what they decide. But I just wanted to get people thinking about things and put a little nugget in their head, things to think about, possibilities that could be around the corner for them. And then I also want people to come away entertained. I want them to say, hey, that was a good show. That, I think the fact that we have an entire play that we're giving brings something unique to the scare industry in the area. And I think that there's a lot of entertainment value in that. So I'd say that's the two things I'd like people to walk away from.
Yeah. And it's, with it being, a family-run business, I also saw on the website that it's like recommended for about 10 and up. Is that right?
Yeah, for the sake of being able to grasp the storyline, we recommend 10 and up. It's safe for probably any age. We had a 4-year-old go through the other night, and she got through just fine. The parents said that it was great that we have something that the kids can actually go to because there ain't much of that in the area. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, hey, man. I mean, it sounds like you could be. I mean, if there's nothing else really in the area, you might not have a lot of competition, and people want to get out of the house and go and do something.
Actually, believe it or not, the scare industry is kind of blowing up in the small town Iowa area.
Really?
Yeah, there's one that's been open for about 5 years in Sidney, and then there's a brand new one in Glenwood. So
They are traditional.
But yeah,
they're traditional, gory, gross, scary. You know, they're traditional.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of people don't want to go to those anymore, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my 9-year-old. She's been talking about wanting to go to a haunted house, and I'm like, I don't. She's talking about the one at Vala's, and I was like, yeah, that's not really a haunted house. That's a family thing, and
yeah.
I don't know if you're quite ready for a real haunted house yet, you know. So
You could definitely bring her.
that'd be something to definitely think about. And you know what? I start vacation, you know, this at the end of this week, so I got nothing else on my schedule. I'm just gonna be chilling the whole time. Man, what else is there? What else should we know about Highway to Hell?
Let's see. It's tickets are $12. You can prepay and reserve your time through the website, or you can just come and pay in person. We do accept cash and credit card on site. So, but know that if someone has bought tickets online, and they've got a reserved time, you will wait for them to go through at their time. So if you're kind of on a time schedule, I recommend getting your tickets ahead of time.
Well, and I'll go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, should we do a small guy discount?
Sure.
All right. So anyone that's watching your podcast, $2 off online, and we'll make the promo code small guy.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll make sure to put that in the details of this podcast. And along with that, what is the website that people are going to purchase these tickets? Where can we find you guys?
The website is long, but go to our regular.
The website is www.hwy2hell-iowa.com.
And then along with the website, I know you have the Facebook page. Is there an Instagram page also?
Yes, there is.
It's highway2.hell. HW2.hell. Yes.
Can you say that one more time? We got a little lag on that.
Yeah, HWY2.hell is Instagram.
All right. Any other platforms that you guys are on out there?
She knows it. Any other platforms we're on out there? I think Facebook and Instagram for the most part.
Yeah, I haven't tackled the others yet.
We need to get some more personnel to start tackling some of the other ones.
Hey, yeah, you guys are just starting out. You know, a lot. I mean, there's so many different platforms out there. As long as you're out there doing something somewhere, you know, whatever, it's fine. And you guys are doing a lot of other promotion too. So. And
I will tell you, you know, we have a handful of 14 and 15-year-olds that help us out. And by the way, I mean, we'll still take volunteers if they're willing to work from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. You know, we still do need volunteers, but we have some 15-year-olds that are really savvy at Snapchat, so they've been snapping us through theirs, not necessarily our own page, but so we're getting out there. Just
all right. Well, and what was your official open date for the year? And when do I assume you're going to shut it down right after Halloween?
So we were supposed to open October 2nd. We had a accident in the family. Shantae was in the hospital, so that delayed our final preparation and stuff a little bit. So we had actually ended up opening Saturday, October 3rd. And we are for sure running through Halloween, Fridays and Saturdays. We will be open the Sunday right before Halloween. And right now we're debating on opening the Sunday right after Halloween, since Halloween lands on a Saturday. and people just have to check our Facebook for that update. But right now, that's how the schedule stands.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for what you do, and trying to find or provide an attraction for families to come out and enjoy, especially now. Like I said, man, people want to get out of the house, so it might be really needed right now. And
For sure, man.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that Shantae is doing well, and we chatted a little bit. She said she's recovered and for the most part, so that's good. And man, I just hope that you guys have a really good year. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. You can probably hit the subscribe button right there, and then share on all the podcasts or platforms. Most of them were out there: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Man, there's just so many different. It's like 12 different platforms that we're on. Check us out. Do a Google search for Small Guy Promotions. What's Up Omaha? You'll find us. And thank you guys for tuning in. And as we end every episode, smile, help someone else smile, laugh, and help someone else laugh all day, every day. That's what it's about, y'all. Yeah. Fred, Shantae, thank you guys so much.
Have a good night.
I lagged on the end. That's so funny.